Ferrari's Carlos Sainz and Red Bull's Sergio Perez have both escaped a penalty from their dramatic penultimate lap crash in Azerbaijan, with the shunt deemed a racing incident. Sainz passed Checo for third after turn 1, but was soon compromised into turn 2, which enabled the Mexican to draw alongside. The Ferrari, though, then seemed to jink left, which sent them into the wall. But the stewards instead determined it was a situation where a small touch had significant consequences, with just 1 meter between them. Their analysis said Sainz did move slightly towards a car that he had limited vision of. At the same time, there was nothing unusual about Perez's line, but he could have done more to avoid the car that he had a better view of. Four drivers, Red Bull's Max Verstappen, both Alpines, and Haas's Nico Hülkenberg, have been warned for overtaking cars after the checkered flag, while the VSC or virtual safety car was still deployed. Sainz and Checo's crash meant that the Baku race ended under the VSC, but it remained active following the checkered flag to ensure crews could recover the stricken cars, catching out almost a quarter of the field on the cool-down lap. With the determination stating, the stewards are aware that this has happened earlier this season and was not noticed at the time. We are therefore warning the driver concerned along with all other competitors. Further breaches may incur significant penalties. Valtteri Bottas has hinted that he's in advanced discussions with Sauber to remain with the transitioning squad at least into 2025. Sauber has the last open seat on 2025's grid alongside Nico Hülkenberg, with RBs to be filled internally, given 5 drivers are going for Red Bull's 4 seats, meaning there are no shortage of options. Bottas is the standout driver compared to Zhou Guanyu, reserve Théo Pourchaire, and McLaren F2 Top Gun Gabriel Bortoleto, given his consistency, and the Finn says progress is being made. There are obviously many things to discuss. Both parties need to be happy, but I think we're heading in the right direction, he said. Bahrain will host pre-season testing for 2025, with Formula One and its governing body, the FIA, confirming the venue to take the reins for the 7th time, despite the season starting in Melbourne, Australia. The desert track, which has been selected for its consistent weather and optimal high and low-speed corner mix, will see 3 days of testing from February 26 to 28, 2 weeks ahead of the curtain raiser at Albert Park. Aston Martin dominated news headlines ahead of Azerbaijan, following confirmation of the paddock's worst-kept secret. The design icon Adrian Newey would be joining from March 2025 as managing technical partner, with the Brit leading an all-star team. Newey's decision to join on a long-term contract, reported to be worth almost $40 million a year, plus a shareholding, was years in the making for Executive Director Lawrence Stroll's operation.
Really, Lawrence's passion and commitment and enthusiasm is very endearing. It's very persuasive. The chance to be a shareholder and a partner is something that has never really been, well, hasn't been offered to me before. So it's a slightly different slant. It's one I'm very much looking forward to.
At Aston Martin, Newey will also be able to fulfill another career goal in working with 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso, and the feelings are mutual.
I would say that it was more an inspiration, and I think thanks to Adrian and his talent and cars, I think we all got better as a driver, as engineers, teams, you know, we all had to raise the bar thanks to him.
Red Bull rocked Houston, Texas last weekend, with the Energy Drinks F1 machine upping the fever ahead of next month's US Grand Prix at sister city Austin's Circuit of the Americas. David Coulthard and Red Bull Junior team member Arvid Lindblad wowed more than 35,000 fans who lined a temporary track at Discovery Green's 12-acre park with title-winning F1 cars. Coulthard and Lindblad were supported by drifting expert Mike Widdett in his McLaren P1 hypercar, off-road racing champion Andrew Carlson in his Pro 4 truck, and freestyle motorcyclist Aaron Colton. And for F3 driver Lindblad, it was a day of firsts, including his maiden run in a Grand Prix car.
I'm so grateful to everyone at Visa Cash App RB and Red Bull Junior team to have given me this opportunity, because I thought it was never one that would come. And to do it here in Houston in front of such an amazing crowd at my first Red Bull show run is a day I'll never forget.
Former F1 driver Pedro de la Rosa says he wishes that F1 teams would recruit more drivers from IndyCar, highlighting his countryman Alex Palou, who won his third title on Sunday in Nashville. The North American Series is one of the most competitive on the planet, with McLaren the most welcoming, given it tested Palou before a contract dispute. But De La Rosa told official podcast F1 Nation that more can be done to bring talent across the Atlantic.
I wish also that Formula One would look into IndyCar, because I think that there are very good drivers coming out there, and you have Alex Palou, for example, who has won 2 championships, and he's fighting for a third one. So it's good to see youngsters, but I think that we should also look a bit elsewhere, not only Formula 3 and Formula 2, which is fantastic, obviously.
McLaren is set to run its IndyCar driver Pato Award in opening practice at next month's Mexican Grand Prix. Ex-F1 driver Jolyon Palmer has admitted that he found out he was about to lose his then Renault seat in the media, effectively ending his career. Palmer had 35 starts for Renault from 2016, but while the Brit told F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid he knew he'd never be world champion, Palmer says the team kept him in the dark about discussions with Carlos Sainz to replace him from the 2017 US Grand Prix at Aston.
I was at home and browsing, and my brother sent me a message. He was like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it was Autosport, Sainz to replace Palmer. I was like, "What?"
Men's tennis star Carlos Alcaraz says he's going to tweak his tournament preparation to be more like an F1 driver, having witnessed the dedication up close at the Italian Grand Prix. The world number 3 took advantage of a shock round 3 exit from the US Open, with both sports schedules normally clashing, and jetted straight to Monza for some 4-wheel inspiration.
The way that the drivers approach to the races, it is insane. The way that they are focused on every step of the warm up, every step of the everything is crazy, and try to think about it and just to do the same. When I'm gonna approach my matches, my tournaments, and for me it's great to watch it in real life.
Red Bull has made 4 more selections for its highly rated junior team following its test last month in Jerez. The 2-day test in southern Spain saw top karting talents aged between 13 and 16 years old get their first taste of open-wheel cars, both F4 and GB3, with the entire process overseen by Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko. Fionn McLaughlin and Scott Lindblom were first picks, but it's since added Christopher Fagali from Lebanon, Rocco Coronel from the Netherlands, Jules Caranta from France, and Ernesto Rivera from Mexico. And the young guns aren't lacking confidence, especially Rocco Coronel, son of Dutch racing driver Tom Coronel.
I had
think I want to go fully for it and not like for half. I just want to go like 101% to go for everything and just always be the fast and have the mindset of a killer.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.